Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is AS and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video will be a review for the first quote-unquote major exclusive that was released on the Xbox Series S and X in 2021. From the makers of the Layers of Fear franchise and Observer, The Medium is a departure from previous entries, as it attempts to blend two different realities in a narrative that, at first glance, is reminiscent of the original Resident Evil and Silent Hill games. As someone who purchased an Xbox Series S primarily for backwards compatibility titles, I was looking forward to the Medium to see if I can be as excited about the future of the console as I am for its past. Without further ado, let's review The Medium, played on the Xbox Series S. You play as Marianne, a medium who is trying to figure out the reason as to why she can communicate with dead people. The entire narrative hinges on that mystery, but other themes are explored due to several characters that you meet, the main one being a little girl called Sadness. Once that happens, the story attempts to cover two storylines at the same time till the finish line: the mystery and uncovering the little girl's backstory, as well as how to help her. Without spoiling anything, the first hour of the game was slow when it comes to making the protagonist relatable and making the adventure meaningful. However, the story slowly starts to incorporate certain twists and turns that keep you invested because the relationship between Marianne and Sadness is endearing. I was interested in solving Marianne's general predicament, but I was more so focused on making sure that Sadness is safe and happy. Sadly, I was very disappointed when I reached the journey's conclusion. The finale had such an excellent build-up and the tension was building and building, only for a Sopranos-style cut-to-black moment that led to the end credits. Think about Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Towards the end, Darth Maul fights Obi-Wan Kenobi. Unfortunately for the hero, he finds himself dangling for dear life and Maul attempts to drop him to the pit below. Now imagine that at this very moment, the screen turns to black and the credits start to roll. You would be disappointed, right? That's how disappointed I was with the ending to The Medium. I would like to say this though. If they make a sequel, this complaint would go away. As it stands now, this ending really brought down my excitement for the game as a whole and lowered the score by a point. I'll reference it when we reach the final score. I still think that the narrative in general is nicely paced, well told and well written, but I cannot shake off the feeling of sigh because of that ending. The sound design for The Medium is exceptional. Akira Yamaoka, best known for his work in the Silent Hill games, composed the tracks for The Medium, and it shows with a nice accompaniment to some horrific scenes and an eerie silence as you walk through the various corridors. There are also moments when you hear people crying from anguish in the background, only adding to the overall sense of tension. When it comes to the visual design, there are environments that are absolutely beautiful. Whether they are areas in the real world or scenes in the other world, the buildings, trees, and rocks are well detailed. The lighting is also fantastic, adding to either a sense of peace outdoors or a sense of fear indoors. The character models look pretty good, excelling in the cutscenes, which are stellar. Visually, the game looks great. However, the performance is spotty at best. Some areas play with a smooth frame rate, while others dip to the low 20s. There's a particular level in the other world where I thought that I needed to restart the game because the frame rate felt so much more unstable at that moment than the rest of the game. After relaunching the game, I was mistaken. The frame rate was indeed slow in that environment. I'm sure that is an issue that can be fixed with a patch, therefore leaving mostly positive comments when it comes to the visual and audio design for The Medium. The core gameplay is similar to Remedy Entertainment's Alan Wake, minus the combat. Outside of story bits, you mostly walk from point A to point B, oftentimes trying to find a tool or way to bypass obstacles in your path. The mechanic that separates The Medium from other titles comes in a form of dual reality. From time to time, whether it is executed on the game's behalf or you do it in front of a mirror, you are able to play as two projections of your character, your real-life persona and your other-world persona. Most of the time you will control both of the characters simultaneously, but you will also use a mirror to jump back and forth between both reflections. The mechanic is necessary to not only discover documents to further contextualize the story, but also to find the right tool that will help you proceed to the next area of the level. You may also need to combine tools at times. These puzzle-related actions are often, but you can also press a button to highlight different objects in the area, in case you are not sure with what you can interact. When you are in the real world, you can only walk around and interact with different objects. You do the same in the other world, but you can also use power stations to gain energy, which you will use to either blast the area around you to power up electronic devices, or as a shield against infested bugs that will kill you quickly without it. The other gameplay mechanic that is present in the game revolves around stealth missions. There are a few points in the game where you must evade a creature while reaching another room. The mechanic itself is pretty clunky, as I found myself crouched behind cover on several occasions, only to be found by the enemy regardless. With that being said, the system breaks after you figure out the following solution. As soon as the enemy moves to the other side of the room, you can simply turbo it and sprint to your destination. The enemy will not catch you, as he's too slow in these sections. There are chase sequences where he's much faster, but they are straightforward. If you have energy as the character from the other world and you are captured by the enemy, you can blast it and continue on with your day. These chase and stealth moments are appreciated as they break the typical gameplay of walk there, solve this puzzle, continue to walk. For the sequel, however, I would appreciate it if being captured had more dire consequences, and the chase scenes have moments where you take the wrong turn and it leads you to either a dead end or a bottomless pit. Even though the first hour was slow, I had a good time with the medium. The relationship between Marianne and Samus kept me intrigued in the narrative, the puzzles with the dual reality mechanic were engaging but not intrusive, and the explored themes are unique as they are not typically analyzed in a video game format. If you have Game Pass on the Xbox Series S and X or PC, I would give the medium a try. If your only access to this game is via purchase, I'd wait until it is at least 50% off, because there's no real replayability. Once you complete the main story, you can go back and gather all the collectibles, but that's about it. Nevertheless, I will give the medium an 8 out of 10. Well folks, that's the end of my review. What are your thoughts about the medium? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Are you interested in it at all? Let me know in the comment section below. Till next time, have a great day or evening wherever you are. My name is AES, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.